Hello everyone, my name is Alyssa Grasso and welcome to Awkward Author. This is my weekly vlog and podcast where I talk about my wonderfully awkward author life. And I do have today my author income report for the month of July. I'll get to that in a little bit. I can tell you that it is not very exciting, so don't get your hopes up. I will share that with you in just a little bit. I've been making some writing progress this week. I'm moving along on the novella I'm working on. I'm thinking it's probably maybe like a couple days away, 2 or 3 days away from having the first draft completed. So that's pretty exciting. I will have to do quite a bit of work on it, I think, because I've written this pretty quickly. I've done a lot of dictation with it, so yeah, it's still in a rough shape, and it's going to need a fair amount of work to get it ready. I do want to move ahead, though, with that, because I'm moving ahead with the thriller novel that I wrote. I actually sent that out to my advanced team this week, and so I do want to get, the ball rolling on that, as well as this. I want to publish both in the fall, and I'm going to use, I've said in previous videos, I'm going to be using the novella to promote the novel. Basically, I'm going to, do some giveaways and, different things like that, and, price it accordingly and stuff like that. So basically, I've written this novella to help boost sales of the novel, and we'll see how it goes. I'm still very much figuring out this marketing thing. And of course, I'm moving into a new genre. This is going to be my first adult fiction in the thriller genre, psychological thriller. So, it'll be a learning experience for me for sure. Yesterday, I had to do my laundry, which is never a fun experience. So while I was doing my laundry, usually I read or something like that while doing it, I was actually kind of sketching out for myself basically a plan. As far as getting not only these books, like the novel and the novella out, but also, what I want to do going forward. First of all, I was thinking about marketing ideas on these, but also, just kind of coming up with like a production schedule, I guess, for myself, as far as writing goes, and, the books that I want to get out. And I'm going to be busy, guys. If I stick to this schedule, I'm going to be very busy. But I also feel good about getting this done because, not that I felt like I didn't have direction or something, but I was a little bit unsure. I have all these different projects I want to work on, but it's like, well, what am I going to work on? So this was kind of my way of sorting out the craziness that's in here, and getting something down on paper to kind of provide some guidance for myself, and we'll see how well I actually stick to the schedule, because, it involves, getting a lot of works written, which things happen, as I know, so I don't always, meet the goals that I have for myself, but this is what I'm going to try to stick to, and I'm not going to share the whole schedule with you, but I will let you know how I'm doing as far as sticking to things. The biggest challenge right now is going to be the immediate plans I have for the 2 books I want to get out this fall, and I may be a little bit overambitious in how quickly I want to get things out there, but we'll see. Well, it's back to school shopping season here. I mean, it's a while before the kids go back to school, obviously, but all the stores have all the back to school stuff in. And so when I was out last week, I picked up a planner for myself, one of those planners that goes from August to July, August of this year to July of next year. And I could actually, fill it down with the plans that I made at the laundromat yesterday. But also the other thing I'm using it for is to kind of daily, keep track of the things I do, and, how much words I'm able to write, and other stuff too, because obviously writing is not my full-time thing. So, I have basically a daily list, and I just mark my progress on it. I don't have actual, I have in my head set goals, but I don't write those down on paper, and just kind of for me personally to kind of keep track of things. And it's good because it's I can look at them and be like, well, I didn't get much done today, I better get some work done. And of course you can't do things every day, and you do have to have fun too, but that's writing is actually kind of fun for me. So I still think of that as fun, even though it's work. It's fun work. But yeah, that's something I'm using to kind of force myself to be a little bit better about getting stuff done, because I am a procrastinator, and it's easier for me to make excuses or to say, like, you know what, I'll get this done this morning and do this stuff later, and then later never, actually gets here. It's kind of like those computer updates, where your computer's like, install updates now or remind me later, and you keep clicking remind me later. I am guilty of that, I have to admit. And I am guilty of that when it comes to, tasks that I need to do, even when it's something like writing. And so actually the past few days, I would say, well, not yesterday because I had to go to the laundromat, but over the past few days, what I have been doing for myself is actually writing at breakfast. Now, I can't actually eat and type at the same time. I'm not that talented, but I eat my breakfast, and then, I have my tea. And while I'm having my tea, I get down to writing. And then, of course, I'm still writing long after I've finished my tea. So that's kind of what I've been doing the past few days, which is why I, am like 2 to 3 days, I would say, from having the first draft of my novella completed. It's because of, kind of writing every morning as I'm eating breakfast, or just about every morning as I'm eating breakfast. And I'm not writing a ton of words. I mean, probably averaging about 1,000 words a day, which for me is 1,000 words a day more than I'm usually writing. So that's good for me. And everybody, is different. Don't compare yourself to me or to anyone else, because you might be writing 5,000 words a day, or you might be writing, 50, and whatever. I mean, whatever works for you works for you. And so you got to do your thing. But anyway, that is what's working for me at the moment. Now, like I said, this is only a few days in. I'll let you know how it's going a few weeks in, if I'm still, sticking to this, or if I abandon this planner like I have abandoned so many planners in my life, guys. That is how it goes in my world. But that's what I'm shooting for right now, is just trying to force myself to be a little bit more accountable, I guess, and that kind of makes me work and get the things done that I need to get done. And yeah, so that's really all the update I have for you, with the exception of my author income report. Now, this is my author income report for the month of July 2018. And July 2018 was a doozy of a month for me. I don't even know where it went. It's it was just it was gone in a flash. But at the same time, it was a horrible, not fun experience. I had problems with my tooth and everything. And it seemed like it was one thing after another in July. And I did not get much work done. I did zero marketing. The only marketing that I had going for my books in the month of July was some AMS ads that were just running, stuff that I'd set up before, and we're still going. So really did nothing, and I think my sales reflect that. I mean, technically I made more money than I made last month, because I still sold some books and I wasn't paying anything in terms of marketing. So the only places that I sold books in the month of July were Amazon with the Kindle sales, as well as CreateSpace sales, and Barnes & Noble. I sold 2 ebooks on Barnes & Noble. Now, the reason for that is because Unnamed Rose was included in their Nook Press picks, or whatever they're calling it now, BNN Press. I can't even keep track, but whatever they're calling it, their own ebook press picks. I'm sorry about the trucks that are always going by here. It is a noisy apartment. Anyway, 2 ebooks on Barnes & Noble, which honestly I think was because of being included in that promotion thing, so that's cool. Kindle, those 2 ebooks on Barnes & Noble brought in $6.48. Kindle sales, it was divided. It was mostly .com, did have maybe a couple sales in Canada, or maybe that was just one, I can't even tell. An Australian sale. Anyway, all together, on Amazon, on Kindle, Amazon $65.83 for Kindle sales. And then I did have Create Space sales. Those are the print sales of my book. I don't have it written down here, but I think 2 of those were expanded distribution sales. And I think one was on my Etsy book and one was on Unnamed Roads. And I know the person who bought the Unnamed Roads book because he's someone near and dear to me. But so my Create Space sales for July, I wrote this in a really crazy way, guys, but I think I understand it. It's $40.41. So total, income coming in from sales of books in July was $112. So not a huge windfall there. Now, with the AMS ads that I did have, I had a few that were just like running because they've been running. I spent a total of $7.95 on those. So my actual profit for July was $104.05. So yeah, I do, in my goals and in my plans, definitely I do want to improve on that income. And, part of it is I don't have much out there right now. I'm going to hopefully get 2 more books out there for the fall, one of which I do hope to, make some money on. So we'll see how that goes. It definitely, I sell stuff on the internet, as a lot of you know, all kinds of things. And numbers game is really what it comes down to. You want to sell stuff, you got to have stuff to sell. If you only have a handful of things to sell, you're only going to bring in, a handful of dollars. And, there are such things as runaway bestsellers and stuff like that. But very often, those runaway bestsellers are not the first thing that somebody put out, or a lot of marketing dollars has gone into this, supposed overnight success type of thing. Yeah, so what it comes down to, though, is, you got to have books out there to sell if you want to make money. And the struggle too for me, and I think a lot of authors, is balancing the writing, like the producing books, with the marketing. And everybody has like different things I guess that they would like to do and not like to do. It's funny, I with the whole Kindle book stuffing epidemic and whatnot going on, I saw an author share something on Twitter this past week that was somebody that was selling basically a book stuffing business. And, they were talking about, they're selling it for a ridiculous amount of money, and talking about the income that generated and stuff like that. But in the description, it talked about, the owner, this was the person selling the business, and then they had, staff that worked for them, including like writers and editor and such. But, it was funny because the owner's job, like what the owner did, was handled all the social media accounts. And I'm like, that would be the first thing I would outsource. Like if I was making money at this, I would just be like, oh, I do not want to have to deal with Facebook. Like, hire someone and have them do that for me. So it's just interesting, like how, different people think different things. Like they're hiring writers and, doing the social media work, and I would be just the opposite. And so we all have, I guess, the things that we like to do and the things that we don't like to do. And anyway, so that was I just found that interesting because it's like, how different people are, I guess. And yeah, anyway, I'm not getting into Kindle book stuffing. I'm just going to, keep writing my books, putting them out there little by little, hopefully increase my income, get a little better at this marketing thing. Yeah. I got my work cut out for me, guys. I definitely do. But I'm very happy to have that plan of attack and to feel like, okay, I have a direction. I know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'll stick to the schedule, but I'm definitely going to try. So I will keep you updated on that as we move ahead, and of course let you know when my books are coming out so that you can definitely read them. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. My name is Alyssa Grasso. If you want to know more about me and my books, please check out my website, which is alyssagrosso.com, ALISSAGROSSO.com. And I will see you talk to you all again next week, guys. Stay awkward.